The chairperson of BANA, Gruvin Chabeling, says the advertising industry still does not represent the entire South African population, although the industry is transforming and narrative is changing, but he says this is at a slow pace.
Despite the best strides and challenges remain for black advertising agencies, issues to access to capital, representation, and the remnants of the apartheid legacy where they are still being sidelined. And the distribution of big accounts, Minister, in your portfolio, you probably handle, if I have to quantify, close to about 2 to 3 billion accounts that are within your portfolio. If I have to quote the MTN, the Vodacom, the Cell C, MultiChoice, but including SABC. So and within the creative space themselves, the battle of the equal representation and the dismantle of all stereotype in advertising still relevant, and it needs to be changed.
Chabeling says there was only one black-owned advertising agency before 1994, and now more than 50 black-owned agencies exist in the country.
Employing close to about plus minus 700 professionals. We are talking about the industry that it's responsible to change the mindset, the behavior of close to 62 million South Africans. For the past 70 years, the advertising was told in a single story, predominantly through the lens that was not representative of the entire population.
Minister of Communications and Digital Technologies, Mondli Gungubele, says the South African advertising industry is recovering since the COVID-19 pandemic and digital media is now taking over. He says opportunities are being given to small and medium enterprises to connect households to have access to unlimited internet. Gungubele says because of these opportunities, more than 740,000 households in rural communities are now able to buy 1 gigabyte of data for as little as 5 rand.
This thing is beginning to happen. We connected 500 rural houses, and we were launching that project last weekend in Mount Elif. It's no longer a theory or a story. In the rural community where I grew, I'm from Ngcobo. Mount Elif is another area, but it was similar to where I grew. We are going to Mudimule to do the same thing before the end of this month, Mudimule. We are going to be dealing with 500 houses in Mudimule. What did we do there? We put a tower, connected it to a small dish, and inside the house there's a router. Those families have got access to a gig for 5 rand. And I'm sure you know how much a gig is. It's about 90 times 100. Those families have got a gig, access to a gig for 5 rand. And they pay a month 249 unlimited. If I can show you the mood that is there. We're going to Mudimule, and we're unleashing connection to far-flung areas, disadvantaged areas.
Former Facebook director and now with Ndinda Investments, Nunu Njingila, says she's using her influence to educate young people about the industry. She believes the future of the industry lies in the hands of the youth and black women and encourages them to fight for their seat on the table, as this will open doors for them.
If we think about the role of women, it is absolutely important to make sure that the role of women is considered and promoted, in particular the role of black women. As we talk about advertising, this does go out to everybody in society, including black women. So the voice of black women, black girls is very important.
As artificial intelligence continues to grow in different industries, it has led to fears about how it will replace jobs and stifle creativity. But founder and chief architect of DNA Brand Architects, Sylvester Chauke, says people should not be threatened by AI as it is meant to make lives easier.
So if you think about it, it's a new technology that we're all learning to use to benefit us. So if we can do things more quicker than taking long, if we can do things more efficiently, if we can do things with much more seamlessness, it's something that we should always take. If you think about it, simply put, when we were introduced to Instagram, it was new, so we didn't know how to do it, and now we do, right? We were introduced to programs like Facebook, if you remember, and many other technologies. We were able to take on those technologies and use them to improve our lives. So we can use them to sell products and to do things. So artificial intelligence is pretty much the same, really. It's utilizing the intelligence that is available for us to be able to create new things, particularly in terms of the industry that I'm aiming at, advertising and PR.
Bana says it is working with different companies to support young black creatives to make it easy for them to enter and stay in the industry for the long haul. Diabosito, SABC News, Johannesburg.